choosing the wrong service provider to help you liquidate and prepare the estate for sale, oh boy, could that be a big mistake. Let's talk about that. If you came over from video number 2 in our video series of 7 mistakes that I often see people make in probate, then welcome. If you've stumbled upon this video and it's your first time here, welcome. You can go see video number 2, which will be linked right here, so that you can go learn a little bit about the probate process and perhaps hiring an attorney to help you navigate through that. And of course, we have a free ebook. So link in the description for that free ebook. If you haven't downloaded already, go download that so that you can dig into this subject a little bit more deeper. And my disclaimer that I'm going to put on every one of these videos is that I am not a CPA. I am not a financial advisor. I am not an attorney. I am a real estate agent who specializes in probate and helps people navigate through that process when it comes to selling their home during the probate process. One of the questions you might have is, how do we liquidate the estate? And which is the appropriate professional to help you either get rid of the personal assets, sell it, donate it? Are we keeping the house? Are we not keeping the house? And really, you kind of have to go back to your attorney or the probate courts, because if the estate doesn't have a lot of money and they have creditors knocking on your door, you may need to liquidate some of these things so that you can pay off those debts. Each state is different, but there is a time frame in which a newspaper ad will run that says, hey, if you're a creditor and you want to lay claim to this estate, then you have the right to do so. And then that creditor would come in and petition the probate court and say, hey, like, this estate owes me money. And let's talk about mortgages and property tax, because if there's a mortgage on the house and you're unable to make payments in the state of Georgia, you can get foreclosed upon without going in front of an attorney. Now, this is not true in every single state, but in Georgia, we are a non-judicial state when it comes to foreclosure. So if you don't pay the mortgage, they will let you know that you're late, and they can absolutely foreclose upon you. This period of time can happen as quickly as 60 to 90 days from the time that they let you know that you're late. And then once they've let you know you're late a couple of times, it takes 4 weeks for them to start running newspaper ads saying that they're going to foreclose on that property and foreclose. Knowing whether or not you have enough money to pay that mortgage, because it's most likely the biggest asset in the estate, because it's probably got a lot of equity on it. Property taxes. Same thing with property taxes. If the property taxes aren't paid, then the county can foreclose on the property. So making sure all that stuff is in order. You may need to sell off some of the personal properties to take care of that. So let's break down some of the type of assets you might run into and what kind of professional would be tied in on that. You have your personal property. You may want to hire somebody who is an estate sale person and have an estate sale. You need to ask the question, if they do not sell everything out of the home, then do they also help you donate the rest of the stuff? Some estate sale people do, and some estate sale people do not. So you need to know that up front, because if they don't sell everything, then it's either going to be up to you to get rid of all of the rest of the items that are unwanted. Also, if you have antiques and valuables, getting someone who can appropriately price those things are key. Let's talk about the real estate. Hiring a real estate agent who specializes in probate is key. I understand the court deadlines, the documentation that might be needed, and I also understand how to make sure that we're putting the appropriate verbiage in our contracts, because there are some nuances around that when you're trying to sell a property. Not every real estate agent knows of these things because they have not gone out to choose to specialize in probate. So if you need somebody in Georgia who does specialize in probate and you're not in the greater Atlanta area, let me know. I can make that connection for you. What about the investment assets? That could be stocks, bonds, mutual funds. It could also include insurance, working closely with a financial advisor who can help you appropriately cash those items in. If there's a beneficiary named on those items may be able to skip probate altogether, but a good financial advisor is going to help you through that process. Last but not least, CPAs. As a personal representative, you will have to file taxes on behalf of the estate. Even if there's no income off of the estate, the federal government still wants to see that you have filed the appropriate paperwork for the taxes. So working closely with a CPA who understands that you need to get with the IRS and get an EIN number, which is the estate's social security number, and open up a bank account on behalf of that estate so that then all the monies, whether it comes from the house or the personal property, or if the financial assets say that it needs to go into the estate account, then it can be put into that estate account. And as you continue to go through that process, then you're making payments to the creditors until all of that's done. And then you can finally close out the process and distribute whatever funds might be left. You can see how hiring the appropriate service provider can really help you navigate the process and help you avoid any glitches that might occur. If you need help with real estate, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you through that probate process. I'll be glad to work with your attorney. If you hire one, if you need an attorney, I can recommend one as well. I hope you found this helpful. If you need help in all of Georgia with real estate and probate, let me know. Reach out. My information is below, and don't forget our ebook. It is also down below, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Are you digging the kind of content I'm producing? Then be sure to watch this next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way, you'll be in the know when I release my next video.